this because sometimes people are transferred in 1 year, somebody is transferred to 3 different places. And so even the length and frequency of the transfer and the duration should also be put into consideration. And we must also say that one must stay at one station, maybe for 3 years, not less than 3 years, so that they can be able to settle and start a life, unless maybe there is something that will push them. So I would want to advise the sponsor to make sure that if one is transferred, the issue of transferring one person to 3 different places within a year should be the issue of the past, and we should recommend that minimum 3 years so that one can be based at the new station. Again, the skills and competence of the employee should be put into consideration. Even at the employment time, their skills, their competence should be put in place so that they will not be irrelevant to the work that they are doing. Honorable Speaker, when you look at article number 11, each employer should develop and implement a transfer policy. In fact, in addition to HR manual policy, we should develop this so that this employment policy will guide everybody and should be practiced in every area. And with those few remarks, I support this bill, and it is my prayer that it will soon be assented to and that it will guide and guard the nation so that we can have an easy life for every employee who will be affected in terms of transfers. Thank you.
Very well. Honorable Naisula Lesuda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to support this bill, the Employment Amendment Bill 2023 by my colleague and friend, Honorable Didmas Baraza. He seems to be on a roll on the number of bills he's bringing to this House. And this one is very important. It's actually something that we deal with every other day, especially as members of Parliament, when we have many people coming to us asking for transfers, or that they have stayed in a certain place for way too long. And I think this bill will remedy that, so that that work is not left to a member of Parliament or to someone who is known to someone. Because I'm sure there are many Kenyans who don't have the privilege of having someone powerful or someone who can help with the transfers, Madam Speaker. And so this bill is timely, and it is also a very important one. I just have a reservation on one of the clauses where he talks about that if an employer wants to do a transfer, that there has to be consent of the employee before effecting the transfer. It is a good one, but I can also imagine where there is no consent, then what happens? Because also we can't tie down the employers fully that, you know, and I'm sure many people will not, there are areas or parts of this country where an employee would prefer or would want to serve there even forever. And there are other parts of this country that an employee would not want to work. And so you can imagine then transferring someone from a station where they prefer. They will not give consent. And so what happens thereafter? I'd really want to hear about that, because this then will really tie down the employer in terms of, you know, just doing their job. And, you know, it is very unfortunate that most of the times also when transfers happen, there are parts of this country where if you're sent there, it's more of a punishment. You know, if someone is employed and then sent to Marsabit, Samburu, you know, the hardship areas, or Wajir, Garissa, you find someone saying, I'd rather even not go there. And these are very young people who are looking for job opportunities. We should make it that a civil servant or anyone sent in to any part of this country, it is not a form of punishment. And I like what he's also curing with this bill, where sometimes people are transferred to a certain region when they have made a mistake. And that is